Hello, it's Heather here again with my lemon trees. I don't know who's seen my other videos, but I'm actually going to upload this to YouTube as well. Just a little update on how the lemon trees are doing. They're doing okay. They're hanging in there, but we have some issues that aren't too normal. I don't know if whoever watched my other video, but in my last video, even before these little fellas came in, they started to get some brown leaves like this here. These actually just fell off of the tree. So I don't really know what's going on. I don't believe it's too much water. I don't believe it's a lack of water. I really believe that our humidity in this room is pretty bad, pretty low rather. These guys don't like low humidity at all. Right now my humidity says 50%, but that's because I just got done misting these. Basically this room has only about 37 humidity. So what you want to do is you want to mist your lemon trees at least twice a day. Just give them a little mist like this. And you will notice your humidity gauge going up. Now, if I was to leave this room for like 4 hours and come back, the 50% humidity would probably have dropped to 40. So you just want to keep checking. I also added a humidifier. And it seems like no matter what I do, I keep getting a little bit of brown-tipped leaves. I mean, I know that brown leaves can be a sign of overwatering, but we only water these about every 5 days. They like a heavy drenching, but they don't like a little bit of water at a time. So you have to remember that if you want to do this sort of project. And we just installed this really nice CFL light bulb system here. I went with CFL because they're cheaper and they take up less electricity. This thing here was pretty simple to make. My husband installed this. You'll see some good videos on YouTube on how to do this. It's a very convenient, cheap way to build your own light. This is just like the duct stuff that's in your piping, like in your basement. I don't remember what it's called. But anyway, I got some herbs growing here. I got some cilantro and parsley. I got some basil growing over here. I mean, they're doing good. They're doing okay. Actually, I do have a new shoot coming out over here. So that's actually a good sign. Because I did lose a couple leaves. So if you see new shoots coming out, you're probably okay. But you want to be sure that they get at least 8 to 12 hours of light a day. Ours are getting a little bit of light from out here, but not nearly enough because they only get about 2 hours of real light. And it's only on half of our table. So we just put this light here. We have this set on a timer. They get probably about 7 hours of this light and probably about 2, maybe 3 out there. And I actually just fertilized these a couple of days ago. And I did notice some growth on some of the newer ones. This one's been here about a month. But yeah, you don't want to overwater, you don't want to underwater, and you don't want to mist them so much to where they're going to get fungus. I'm going to probably run out and get a fungicidal copper spray just to be on the safe side that this isn't some type of fungus. And also you can get something called leaf miner. If you have leaf miner, they're little bugs that burrow into the middle of the leaf. And you'll notice like a cobweb looking thing. And if you look like with a magnifying glass, you will see something moving. Now, I don't see any issues like that, but I'm not 100% certain. That's why the leaves may be turning yellow, brown. But yeah, this little fella here is just a stick now, so it looks like he's probably not going to make it. And my orange tree, I don't know if I ever mentioned, the orange tree's doing pretty good. It's right down there. It's actually from a seed, and it's a 2-split. It's got two trees out of one seed. But yeah, your humidity should never be below 50 for these, or they're just not going to do as well as you want them to. We did add the humidifier, like I said. It's really not, doing the trick like I thought it would. Yes, our humidity is pretty low in this room, more than it is downstairs. Because I just put like a gallon of water in this thing here. And the next day it was just all down to the bottom. These are actually some orange trees and more lemons that I had planted as backup. just in case, some of these don't survive. I'm actually going to be selling these with a little care manual soon. I'm going to be selling some of these and shipping them out. That's why I'm growing more. Of course, I will keep, some of them. But yeah, if you want to do this type of project, make sure you have enough humidity, enough light. You can use a metal halide light or high-pressure sodium. But as I stated in my other video, I actually had gotten it wrong. I said that high-pressure sodium does not put out heat. Well, it puts out a lot of heat. And your electric bill will probably be through the roof if you use that. So we went with these instead, these just regular CFL light bulbs. I believe those are almost the highest wattage that you can get. I can't really see that right now because it's so bright. But yeah, these are really high wattage. And they don't put off a lot of heat. So therefore you can put them pretty close to your plants without burning them. And actually, if you want to test your dirt to see if they are dry or whatever, all you have to do is just basically dig down into the soil about 2 inches and pull out some of that soil. And if it's very dry, if it doesn't break up, then it's actually very good. If it's moist like that, it doesn't need any watering. If it's dry and looks light colored and breaks up, then it will need water. So that's usually what we do to test to see if, they need water. But yeah, you can go ahead and mist them again. I mean, as much as you want, really, to keep the levels up. But you don't want to over mist either. Because, yeah, like I said, it can cause some mildew issues. But yeah, I only do it twice a day. I'm just doing it extra now for the video's sake. You'll see new growth. New growth is always light colored. Now, what's really concerning is this leaf looks a little yellow to me. Now, I know I didn't over-fertilize, because the fertilizer I use are the fertilizer spikes, and I only use a teeny bit. And you just basically stick it down in the soil. You have to break them up, though, if your tree is small like these. Now, this little tree is going to have to come out of there. And I had to give this fella less fertilizer because it would have affected the smaller one. So you were going to have to repot that one. But I do believe the humidity is causing the issues with the leaf drop. Because if you want to look over here, this stalk is actually green and very healthy. It's just the leaves are gone. Now, it may not necessarily be dead. I'm going to wait it out and see if it has new growth. Also, you can get something called root rot. Now, I'm going to actually probably end up pulling this out and checking for root rot, because that also will give you problems with your leaves. And root rot is very hard to get rid of. It's basically the worst thing a plant can get. Because if you get root rot, their chance of, surviving are pretty low. You would literally have to pull the plant out, check for root rot, and cut away the dead roots, the rotted roots rather, and repot it. But yeah, that's my updated video. If you want to do this type of project, it's pretty fun. Of course, in my state, these trees don't usually grow naturally here, so it's going to be harder to keep them alive in the fall and winter months. And if you do want to do this and you do live in a state where you can't, just make sure you do everything, the right way with the humidity, the lots of light. Check for, bugs, stuff like that could be eating away. And a lot of misting. Not over misting, though, just a little bit. But that's about it. Thanks for enjoying my video.